Born under the harsh fluorescent lighting of a Brooklyn hospital, I knew my destiny would be more than carrying the honor of being the firstborn son of a laundromat owner and a middle school math teacher. In a city brimming with hipsters, I emerged as your everyday real estate agent. You might be wondering, wow, how did you make that leap? Well, it was either that or becoming a struggling artist, and I couldn't even draw a stick figure to save my life. Growing up in Brooklyn, the land of dreams, despair, and a decent bagel shop on every corner, I knew I had a talent. The talent of sweet talk, understanding the soulless architecture of the identical brownstone buildings that line the streets, and explaining why a 200 square feet closet-sized studio was, in fact, a luxury. Yes, I was a natural. During high school, instead of throwing myself at mind-numbing equations or trying to make sense of Shakespeare's outdated love dilemmas, I honed my gift. At 17, I sold my first property, our family's tumble dryer. Alright, it wasn't a property per se, but that old Maytag was one hell of a starter. By 20, I had scaled the heights and started selling properties smaller than the dryer but with a price tag that could make even the most relaxed trust fund babies gulp. Diving into the real estate business, I realized my spirit animal was a shark. Yes, it sounds glamorous and slightly threatening, but reality hit when I found out it was more about smelling blood in the form of desperate clients, and less about the majestic creature ruling the ocean. You haven't lived until you've explained to a couple that the deafening noise of the L train right outside their window is an authentic Brooklyn experience. Or persuaded an aspiring writer that the hole in the ceiling was merely a postmodern skylight. But that's the charm of this job, the ability to paint silver linings around very, very dark clouds. Navigating the shark-infested waters of Brooklyn's real estate market, I found my niche. Picture this: exposed brick walls, overpriced coffees, overpriced everything. Where else but the very high point of contemporary, unconventional lifestyle? Williamsburg. I discovered the unique talent of selling converted lofts that cost more than a spacious villa in the Hamptons. The secret? Toss in phrases like rustic charm or industrial chic aesthetics, and you've got them eating out of your hand. Through the years, I've seen it all. Trust fund hipsters pretending to be poor, poor artists pretending to be hipsters, and everyone in between. I've sold apartments the size of a matchbox for a price that could probably fund a mission to Mars. But who am I to question the logic of capitalism? I'm just a humble real estate agent, the cog in the wheel, a poet in a world that requires no poetry. Some people might say, isn't this unethical? Isn't this part of the problem? I call it surviving in a city that makes no sense. It's New York, baby. The Big Apple, the city of dreams, the city that never sleeps, and most importantly, the city that keeps your wallet forever empty. So here I am, a broker of dreams and tiny overpriced apartments in Brooklyn, caught between the soul of a poet and the heart of a shark. After all, aren't we all just trying to sell something? Be it a house, an idea, or a dream. In my case, it just happens to be a $5,000 per month shoebox with historical charm and a view of the neighbor's brick wall. I've been called many things over the years. Magician, con artist, the Martin Scorsese of real estate. I prefer visionary. I mean, who else can convince someone that a 90s walk-up, with no elevator, is actually a great cardio opportunity? Who else can spin a 10-minute walk to the nearest subway station as a chance for daily mindfulness strolls? Nobody, that's who. My weekdays are spent juggling the numerous showings scheduled in the labyrinth of Brooklyn, often sprinting from one end of the borough to another. During these frenzied sprints, I catch fleeting glimpses of the Brooklyn Bridge, the graffiti-splattered walls, the bustling farmers' market, and the long queues outside the latest pop-up brunch spot. These are the moments that remind me why I love this city, despite its baffling real estate absurdities. Weekends? What are those? You must mean those 2 days when people flock to open houses like seagulls on a hot dog at Coney Island. Ah, yes. My days off. Then there are the battles with rival agents. This isn't a business for the faint-hearted. We are gladiators, battling in the arena of square footage and central air conditioning. There are highs, like snatching a listing right under their noses, and lows, like realizing you've been showing a property that's been off the market for 2 weeks. And let's not forget the worst of them all, the landlords. Their weirdness could fill a novel, from the ones who won't rent to people owning goldfish, to those demanding the rent in cash because they're convinced the government is tracking them through online transactions. Yet, for every moment of frustration, there are triumphs that make it all worthwhile. Like when a young couple walks into their first apartment with wide-eyed wonder, or when you help an old lady downsize into a manageable home after her kids have moved out. There's a strange magic in being a part of people's lives, helping them find a place they can call home. So, there you have it, my journey as a Brooklyn real estate agent. From a humble laundromat scion to a master of loft artistry. It's been a ride with more twists and turns than the F train during rush hour. And as I continue to weave stories about the magic of exposed brick walls, I can't help but wonder what lies ahead. In the grand scheme of things, I'm just another soul hustling in this concrete jungle. A poet, a shark, a dream weaver, and yes, a real estate agent. As I step into another overpriced apartment, armed with my irresistible charm and unmatched talent for storytelling, I think to myself, Brooklyn darling, what on earth would you do without me?